I am Kesten Rono, and today is day 187 of A Course in Miracles. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your curiosity to see life differently. Reviewing Principle 37. A miracle is a correction introduced into false thinking by me. It acts as a catalyst, breaking up erroneous perception and reorganizing it properly. This places you under the atonement principle, where perception is healed. Until this has occurred, knowledge of the divine order is impossible. So, yesterday we said miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perception with truth as God created it. And today we say a miracle is a correction introduced into false thinking by me. It acts as a catalyst. This miracle, this correction of false thinking, acts as a catalyst, breaking up erroneous perception and reorganizing it properly. Again, yesterday, miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. Today, a miracle breaks up erroneous perception and reorganizes it properly. This places you under the atonement principle, capital A atonement, the undoing, the idea. Once this interlocking chain of forgiveness has been completed, that's the atonement. So, breaking up erroneous perception places us under the atonement principle. I don't know, on the other side of forgiveness, our salvation, where perception is healed. So we are in a state of being, state of mind of healed perception. Until this has occurred, knowledge of the divine order, capital D, capital O, knowledge of the divine order is impossible. So if you're looking for meaning, what is the meaning of life? Or however you might phrase that idea, this knowledge is on the other side of healing perception, seeing in truth, letting go of mistakes in how we see, not seeing them as sins themselves, and offering the idea of forgiveness to ourselves, giving the miracles we have received, seeing that reflection. A miracle is a correction introduced into false thinking by me. It acts as a catalyst, breaking up erroneous perception and reorganizing it properly. This places you under the atonement principle, where perception is healed. Until this has occurred, knowledge of the divine order is impossible. So, until we are on the other side of this undoing through the self-salvation, this act of forgiveness, letting go of our upsets and our attack ideas, letting go of the illusions of the past, feeling our emotions and letting them go, finding ourselves with more levity in the present moment, understanding presence in a deeper knowingness, aligning ourselves with light, with truth, with its strength, in humility, opening the doors for whatever the future may have. Until this has occurred, knowledge of the divine order is impossible. Or said another way, knowledge of the divine order is yours to know once you right your perception through forgiveness. Salvation of the world depends on me. Lesson 187. I bless the world because I bless myself. Please repeat after me. I bless the world because I bless myself. We are reminded it is the blessing to give as it is to receive. You bless the world because you bless yourself. No one can give unless he has. Yes, of course, we cannot give what we do not have. Everything else is a lie, selling something we do not own. No one can give unless he has. In fact, giving is proof of having. We have made this point before. What seems to make it hard to credit is not this. No one can doubt that you must first possess what you would give. It is the second phase on which the world and true perception differ. That is, giving it to prove that you have it. In a material world, if you give something, you've given it away. You no longer have that money or whatever it is that you have. But in these blessings of forgiveness and love, actually, by giving it, you prove that you know it, that you have it. You give the miracles you have received. Having had and given, then the world asserts that you have lost what you possessed. The truth maintains that giving will increase what you possess. So the world says if you give something, you've lost it. And truth says if you give something, you increase it. How is this possible? For it is sure that if you give a finite thing away, your body's eyes will not perceive it yours. Yet we have learned that things but represent the thoughts that make them. And you do not lack for proof that when you give ideas away, you strengthen them in your own mind. Perhaps the form in which the thought seems to appear is changed in giving, yet it must return to him who gives, nor can the form it takes be less acceptable. It must be more. Yeah, true vision may only bless, and no idea ever leaves its source. Ideas must first belong to you before you give them. If you are to save the world, you first accept salvation for yourself. But you will not believe that this is done until you see the miracles it brings to everyone you look upon. Herein is the idea of giving clarified and given meaning. Now you can perceive that by your giving is your store increased. Protect all things you value by the act of giving them away, and you are sure that you will never lose them. What you thought you did not have is thereby proven yours, yet value not its form. For this will change and grow unrecognizable in time, however much you try to keep it safe. No form endures. It is the thought behind the form of giving that lives unchangeable. No form endures. It is the thought behind the giving that remains unchangeable, lives unchangeable. Give gladly. Yes, we remember that God's messengers are joyous. Give gladly. You can only gain thereby. The thought remains and grows in strength as it is reinforced by giving. Thoughts extend as they are shared, for they cannot be lost. There is no giver and receiver in the sense the world conceives of them. There is a giver who retains, another who will give as well. And both must gain in this exchange, for each will have the thought in form most helpful to him. What he seems to lose is always something he will value less than what surely be returned to him. What you seem to lose by giving is always something you will value less than what will surely be returned to you. Never forget you give but to yourself. Never forget you give but to yourself. If you believe you gain your strength relatively by creating lack for others, then it is just true that you are sowing lack. Never forget you give but to yourself. Who understands what giving means must laugh at the idea of sacrifice. Nor can he fail to recognize the many forms which sacrifice may take. He laughs as well at pain and loss, at sickness and at grief, at poverty, starvation, and at death. He recognizes sacrifice remains the one idea that stands behind them all, and in his gentle laughter are they healed. May that be so. I do enjoy laughing at seeing this process when I am so fortunate as to get out of my own way and notice it. Illusion recognized must disappear. I love that. Illusion recognized must disappear. Yes, you see an illusion, you know it's an illusion, therefore you know it's not real. That illusion that tried to convince you it was real is obviously not, even if you're not sure how the trick was done. Illusion recognized must disappear. Accept not suffering, and you remove the thought of suffering. Your blessing lies on everyone who suffers when you choose to see all suffering as what it is. The thought of sacrifice gives rise to all the forms that suffering appears to take, and sacrifice is an idea so mad that sanity dismisses it at once. It is insane to choose suffering. Sacrifice is an idea so mad that sanity dismisses it at once. It is a blessing to give and to receive. True vision may only bless. There is no sacrifice required. Never believe that you can sacrifice. There is no place for sacrifice in what has any value. Yes, what could you give up? What would you have to give away that would be meaningful in completeness? That idea is insane. Never believe that you can sacrifice. There is no place for sacrifice in what has any value. If the thought occurs, its very presence proves that error has arisen and correction must be made. We can hear our echoes of the reviewed principle, a catalyst correcting the perception that we see in error, a prerequisite of forgiveness that puts us under the atonement principle and opens the door for knowledge of the divine order, the truth in its infiniteness. There is no place for sacrifice in what has any value. If the thought occurs, its very presence proves that error has arisen and correction must be made. Your blessing will correct it. Give first to you. It now is yours to give as well. No form given first to you. It is now yours to give as well. No form of sacrifice and suffering can long endure before the face of one who has forgiven and has blessed himself. Forgive yourself. This is a blessing. And no idea of sacrifice may remain for you. You are lighter to give this idea away, and such it grows in truth. The lilies that your brother offers you are laid upon your altar, with the ones you offer him beside them. Who could fear to look upon such lovely holiness? The great illusion of the fear of God diminishes to nothingness before the purity that you will look on here. Be not afraid to look. The blessedness you will behold will take away all thought of form. Be not afraid to look. The blessedness you will behold will take away all thought of form and leave instead the perfect gift forever there, forever to increase, forever yours, forever given away. Yes, forever given away, so that it may forever be greater than it has ever been known. Now are we one in thought, for fear has gone, and here before the altar to one God, one Father, one Creator, and one thought, we stand together as one Son of God. Together as one Son of God. You are never alone. not separate from him who is our source, as no idea may leave its source, not distant from one brother who is part of our one self, whose innocence has joined us all as one. We stand in blessedness and give as we receive. The name of God is on our lips, and as we look within, we see the purity of heaven shine in our reflection of our Father's love. The purity of heaven in the reflection of our Father's, capital L, love, the unconditional, the eternal. Now are we blessed, and now we bless the world. What we have looked upon, we would extend, for we would see it everywhere. We would behold it shining with the grace of God in everyone. We would not have it be withheld from anything we look upon. And to ensure this holy sight is ours, we offer it to everything we see. For where we see it, it will be returned to us in form of lilies we can lay upon our altar, making it a home for innocence itself, capital I's, innocence itself, who dwells in us and offers us his holiness as ours. Wonderful. If we can see it in everything, then everything is reflecting the idea that we choose to see the most. Please, tonight, tomorrow, anytime it may come to mind, sit with this idea, walk with this idea, hold it, and give it away. I am Kesten Rono. I bless the world because I bless myself. I bless you, and I thank you for your reflection.